All right, welcome back. My name is Bardic, bringing you another Ashes of Creation video. If you do enjoy the content and you want to see more of it, please do drop a like and subscribe. I also stream Ashes of Creation content on Twitch if you want to swing by. I'm sure many of you have noticed that I've started to stream Ashes of Creation a lot less and produce far more YouTube videos. This is not because I don't enjoy live streaming. I actually love getting the chance to hang out and chat with all of you. But this video has been a long time in the making, and one of the reasons why I've started to focus a lot more on YouTube. But as always, I appreciate all the support for the channel. I am a little bit behind on some of my content due to some real life stuff, but we'll be getting caught up soon and back on schedule. With that said, let's get into the video. So let's get right into it, and the thumbnail and title say it all. Today's topic is live streaming Ashes of Creation dead on launch? The TLDR here is I think it might be, at least in terms of day-to-day activity. In a highly competitive Sandbox style game like Ashes of Creation, live streaming just gives away too much information to the competition. I can already hear some people saying, well, just put a delay on it. Even something as large as a 30-minute delay while raiding or farming is enough time for the enemy to get into place and intercept you on your way back to town. Remember that in Ashes of Creation, a portion of your materials will be dropped on your death. So you just spent 4 hours farming in a difficult dungeon or raid with your group. Now if you are live streaming, a lot of people are going to know exactly how much you farmed and may decide the pickings are just too easy. Next thing you know, you emerge from a dungeon to a bunch of stream snipers descending on your group. There will be no fast travel in Ashes. You'll have to carry all of your valuable loot from the farm spot to a safe location. This is actually a use for freeholds that I don't think a lot of people have realized. I can definitely see a freehold by someone in each guild within the area being placed outside the most efficient farming areas. This would act as a bank or a way station to drop off materials until the entire guild does a run in force to bring them back to the node. Freeholds are a topic for another video, however, so stay tuned if that is something that interests you. Now, I think guild, node, and other group affiliations will provide some protection from stream snipers. Ashes of Creation is implementing as many systems as possible to prevent the anonymity that the internet often provides. There will be no name changes or server transfers to hide behind if you make a bad name for yourself doing something like stream sniping. Also remember that mayors can mark individual players as an enemy of the state. Cause too much trouble, and you may get thrown out of your own home. A streamer can also use their influence to cause as much, if not more, trouble for you than you can cause for them. Despite all these systems, it is not going to stop the toxic trolls scattered under all the bridges of the internet from coming out and wreaking havoc. And I do want to clarify that there are good and bad trolls. I consider Steven Shariff himself to be one of the good trolls. His trolling is often ironic, fun, and good-natured. The other kind are toxic and troll only for their own selfish amusement at the suffering of others. Now, true hardcore players and guilds are gonna have alts that are unassociated and unknown to most people. These alts will be used purely for guerrilla warfare and black ops. With no gear being bind on equip, they will be easy to gear. I can see a bunch of players having rogue types running around behind enemy lines and PKing. Some will even do it in allied or neutral territory. Larger guilds will probably even have entire strike forces used for this purpose. Entire groups of alts that log in and out together that they can use to cause all kinds of problems for their enemies. A time to level of an average of 270 hours or 11 days played will help limit this, but let's be real. That will not stop the no-lifers from using these tactics. If you have not already seen my video on server politics and inter-guild relations, there's a link at the top of the video. So what does this mean for live streamers? Honestly, I don't think people will stream that much after launch. It will still be possible to do a bunch of primetime events and instant content with a delay, but streaming day-to-day farming, group PvE progression, and PvP will just give away too much information even on a delay, to be viable for any decent sized streamer. I could even see people keeping track of smaller streamers on their server and ganking them whenever they have a decent amount of mats on them. Ashes of Creation has a lot of hype surrounding it, with a lot of big content creators interested, and a bunch of smaller and newer content creators like myself that are interested and passionate about the game. So let's take a look at what this means for each of them. Let's start with large streamers like Asmongold, for example. I mean, his community will probably fill an entire server on its own. However, if Classic WoW on a PvP server is any example, there are probably just as many, if not more people that want to kill him as want to play with him. People tracked him down and killed him in a game where they didn't even gain anything from doing so. And only those on the Horde side could even attempt to do this. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens when everyone can target a large streamer, especially knowing when they have juicy loot. I definitely see the servers with large streamers being just all-out wars. Constant world PvP, which actually does sound like a blast, at least for a while. It is ultimately bad for server health, however, as people get tired of that style of gameplay and of very little server progress actually being made. People will begin to quit playing or trickling over to other servers that are unlocking new content and actually progressing. It is not going to be a great feeling when servers die. Steven has said they will do merges as necessary only to keep servers healthy, but those on the dying server will still lose thousands of hours of work. I've talked to so many guilds about what server they intend to start on. The universal answer is any server without a large streamer. Large content creators, with exceptions of course, often pick up games while they are new and full of hype, but then stop playing after a month or so. Their community often tries to play with them and they end up on the same server. There are simps who protect them, give them gold and gear, etc., and then there are those who stream snipe for their 5 minutes of fame or for personal gain. In Ashes of Creation, the personal gain and the fame from stream sniping are going to go hand in hand, only encouraging people to do so. These large streamers who regularly stream their gameplay will never get the full experience of Ashes of Creation. The true scope of the game is designed around open world group play and political intrigue, which is hard to enjoy when everyone knows exactly what you're doing. It may be pretty entertaining to watch and play at first, but in my opinion, it will get old, especially as you approach endgame. This game has some pretty heavy anti-Zerg mechanics. There's a link to my video on that at the top of the screen. But this means that an unorganized mass of viewers won't be able to accomplish nearly as much as an organized guild. Organizing your people on stream definitely won't be possible without giving away too much information to your enemies. Punishing mechanics like experience debt and dropping loot on death is gonna get old really fast when you're constantly being hunted. In my opinion, large streamers who aren't dedicated to the game itself and willing to play off-stream won't really be able to enjoy the game to its full capacity. They can't stream that much of themselves actually playing the game without giving away too much information. I think a lot will just quit playing. When the streamer quits playing, so does a large portion of their community who are just there to play with the streamer, and you may actually see servers die from this. Now, I'm not saying live streaming can't be done in this game. There are actually some pretty cool things large streamers can use their influence to do, like getting elected mayor, organizing big group projects, doing custom events, and more. I personally already have a list of things I would like to do once I have a large enough community, but I think streaming day-to-day play, such as leveling, grinding, PvP, and other open world content, is just going to happen a lot less. So what about these smaller streamers or newer streamers that are trying to grow? Well, the same thing is going to happen, but they won't have a large community backing them. I guarantee guilds will have a list of all the streamers on their server and keep an eye on their streams. As soon as you decide to go out and do a farm run or kill a world boss, you're going to get ganked. Large streamers have a chance to leverage their communities, create some really fun and memorable moments, while smaller streamers pretty much just give away information. This is not going to be a game where you can just log in every morning, play for 12 hours, and grow as a content creator. You're going to have to put effort into your content. Plan out what you want to do for YouTube and only stream certain events. Even larger content creators are going to have to be a little careful about what they are streaming in the game. If you want to just play Ashes of Creation and make money streaming it, you may want to look for another game. You actually enjoy the creative side of being a content creator and want to work hard to make some really cool content, then Ashes of Creation might just be for you. Now, Steven has already talked about a recording system that'll allow you to go back later and pull clips from various angles. This system isn't fully fleshed out, but gives some seriously awesome potential for roleplay, custom events, and tournaments. Tavern games is another one that could be some serious fun for a stream. Kick back, have a few drinks, and play games with people. Storytelling, lore tracking, and server history are also huge possibilities for awesome content. I could continue talking about different possibilities for absolutely amazing content surrounding Ashes of Creation. I myself have pages of possibilities written down. I just don't think a lot of it is going to come from straight gameplay. I see news, guides, and YouTube being the primary forms of content for Ashes of Creation, with Twitch and other live streaming being supplemental and a chance to do cool things with the community. Unfortunately, I just don't see Twitch being a viable form of content without giving away too much tactical information. Spies and espionage within guilds are already a big enough issue without all the information provided by a streamer. This may be a very unpopular opinion, but let me know what you think. Will live streaming be common? And what kind of content are you looking forward to watching for Ashes of Creation? Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one.